We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Vince. About a year ago, Vince bought a pair of SVS PB-2000's subwoofers, thinking that they would be enough for his space, but it turns out he miscalculated his cubic footage. He actually has about 5,000 cubic feet, and the subs aren't quite up to the task.
Okay.
PB-2000s. Really? 5,000, I guess?
Yeah, 5,000 cubic. That's a little... I mean, 3,500 is right in their butter zone.
Yeah.
You could maybe stretch them to 4,000. 5,000 is definitely pushing it for 2,000s.
Yeah. So his two options are buy bigger subs or seal off the room to reduce the air volume. Sealing off the room would mean adding a door to one section, building a wall across another 10-foot opening. If he does this, the new volume would be about 2,000 cubic feet. He wonders how substantial would the wall need to be to keep the base in? And would pocket doors be acceptable in the wall so they can still have an open space when the subs aren't in use? The thing about pocket doors, because I consider this for my home theater as well, they'd have to be substantial because they're going to vibrate inside the little...
Right. Yeah, it's more the sliding mechanism that needs to be substantial than the physical door itself.
Door itself, right.
Because, you just want to avoid rattle. That's what we're...
But if you could get nice doors, and they exist. I've seen them. That close off and sort of seal up. I mean, it doesn't have to be airtight. I mean, my door's not airtight. It just has to be a physical barrier to keep the sound in the room. And the normal pocket doors will work fine. It's just that they're going to rattle like crazy and drive you nuts, and you're going to hate them. So you need to make sure that you get some doors. Would that work? Absolutely. But the doors don't have to be... So I mean, I just have a regular old door on mine. I mean, I don't have any sort of special door.
There's kind of two sides to this because we don't actually know if Vince wants really good soundproofing, which I don't actually think he does based on the original scenario.
I was going to say,
the original scenario, things
he's got
were
an opening. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think what he's really concerned about is base pressurization inside the theater. And if somebody outside the theater can still hear some sound, I think that's okay. Yeah. It's going to be very muffled, but it's not going to be dead silent on the other side of that door, right? So if that's the question, if what you're saying is, what do I need in terms of a wall and a door so that I can have pressurization inside my theater? The answer is you can have a completely normal 2x4 wall with 1-inch thick drywall on either side and a completely normal interior door, and that will allow you to pressurize inside the theater.
Yes.
Because sound is just pressure. It's waves. Waves do not like to transition from one medium to another. So when they meet another medium, even if it's a flimsy different medium, even if it's water to air, right? Most of the sound wave energy reflects back to where it came from. It just doesn't like to transition into that other medium. Some of the sound wave energy does transition into that other medium. Now the question is, okay, so that small portion that did transition into the wall or into the door, do you care if you can hear it on the other side? Because if you don't care, okay, a small amount gets into the wall, gets into the door, and gets out on the other side, and you can hear it. Or you build a really, really thick or a really, really well-damped wall, and it converts that small amount of energy that got into the wall and into the door, it converts that into heat so that you don't hear it on the other side.
Right.
So that's the soundproofing. But either way, the same amount of pressurization stays inside the room. So if all you care about is pressurizing inside the room, you can have a completely normal wall and normal doors.
Yes, it doesn't have to be... I mean, if you're going for soundproofing, it's expensive, but it doesn't have to be an expensive wall or door in order for it to stay in. Do think about the rolling mechanism and how well that's going to work, because that could be expensive. But honestly, it's probably cheaper just to buy bigger subs. I hate to say it, it's really true. It's probably because the wall and all this stuff. I did it myself with my friend's help and to build a wall in here, and that was a non. I mean, it was a couple $1,000, $2,000-$3,000, and that was no labor cost. That was no design cost. That was just me and a couple of friends and my dad on a weekend knocking that out. So It's
Yeah, because
significant.
5,000 cubic feet isn't so huge that you couldn't just get a pair of bigger subs and handle that.
It's probably
You could.
cheaper.
Ah,
It's probably cheaper.
that's true.
Think about it. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.